This is different than our normal content. I'm a childhood sexual abuse survivor. I'm sharing my testimony and how God has helped me through it all. I'm praying that this helps someone.
It was in January when I told my mom, and that night the cops ended up coming. The process had begun. That night the cops started asking me a lot of questions, and they brought detectives in, and it was really uncomfortable because it kept bringing back everything that I tried to forget. After that, I had to go to the court. The state ended up taking over the case because there was a victim that was under 18 years old. They did so many interviews. They asked me so many uncomfortable questions. I had to tell my story multiple times. Going to court was scary. You know, you go there, I feel like I have like light shining in my face and like people asking me all these questions, and literally more than one person at a table with you, and they're just asking you questions, and it's very intimidating. On top of that, you have to bring up everything that happened to you and basically relive everything. You have to be as specific as possible and say like slang words for your body parts. And I've never felt comfortable even talking about my body parts because of what happened. I feel like obviously throughout my life after, it was really uncomfortable, even like basically being naked, to be honest, because unfortunately if you don't use the correct term, everything that you say, it doesn't matter. Even thinking about that, like as a parent, when it comes to me showing my child, which I guess I can talk about that later on, but like slang terms is not going to be a thing. This is this, this is that, this is that, like he will know everything. On top of that, now my family knew. I was called a liar. I was told, why didn't you say anything? How come it never happened when I was around? You always look so happy and you seem like you were always fine. By this point, the only words that I could say were, I'm telling the truth, God knows, and if you don't believe me, that's okay. Throughout this process, I was going to therapy. I had my pastors also constantly praying for me. The most powerful thing that was ever said to me was that this was a secret that I never had to keep. It was never my secret to begin with. And that literally just broke me. All my life, I thought it was my secret. I had so much shame built inside of me, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I never shared with anyone. Our secret, that was one of the biggest lies that had ever been told to me. That day, I decided that I wasn't gonna believe it anymore. On February 20th, 2014, the police had me come in and do a recorded statement. I had to call my stepfather, and on the phone call, when I had to hear his voice again, even though it wasn't face to face, I was still facing him. You know, I had to hear him talk, and a lot of the questions that he answered, I was not expecting the answers that he gave me. Ask him questions while they were recording, even though it was one of the scariest things that I've ever had to do. I was able to ask him why. Why me? Did you ever love my mom? Did this ever happen to you when you were younger? And lastly, the scariest part, I forgave him. And that was the hardest thing. I forgave him for me, not because he deserved it, not because I was over it, and not because it was okay, but I forgave him because I'm the one that had to carry this. I'm the one that had to deal with the pain. I'm the one that had to deal with the hurt. I needed to give that area of my life to God. I needed to surrender the hurt. I needed to surrender the pain. I needed to stop the PTSD that I would get. I was carrying it for all of my life, not him, and I needed to let it go. He did finally apologize. It felt like he finally took accountability for what he did. I feel like that meant everything to me, whether he meant it or not. Because there's so many people out there that they never get that. Although forgiving was the hardest thing, it truly took a huge weight off of me. And I'm not saying that I never think about it ever again. I'm not saying that it's gonna go away, because that's obviously delusional. But it really felt like a weight was taken off of my shoulder, and the healing, that's when it started.